Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another paid request, this time from Jonathan Lindsey. If I learned how to talk right. It's for another episode of Batman the Animated Series, and it's for Joker's Favor. And I liked this. This was interesting because first off, you have very little of Batman in it. I mean, he does feature in particular in the third act, but for a good chunk of it, it's a buildup of this character named Charlie, voiced by Ed Begley Jr. And Ed Begley Jr. I recognize because as a kid, I watched a lot of Transylvania 65000 with him and Jeff Goldblum. And I did enjoy that film, as silly as it is. And he did a bit in Amazon Women on the Moon that was rather funny. There was another movie he was in where he played a dad. I forgot what it was, damn it. I'll probably remember after the review. But he voices character Charlie, who just keeps having a bad day. And while I was driving home after his awful day, people keep cutting him off in traffic. One does it, he's had enough. He said, "What do you think you're doing?" And it's the Joker driving the other car. So of course the Joker chases him after he makes his mistake. And the guy begs for his life. "I'll do anything, I'll make it up to you." Okay. Joker takes his wallet. "You owe me a favor." 2 years later, he collects on that favor because Commissioner Gordon is having a party about to honor the guy. And Joker finally calls in the favor. "I want you to open the door." "What? Really? That's it?" "Yes, look at this cake." Joker's like, "Look at this cake. I need someone to open the door for me." Of course, there's more to it. Dealing with bombs. Thankfully, Charlie was a bit smart, realizes something might go down. So before then, made this. He was able to put together like a little bit of a bat signal just in case. Batman comes in, helps out. You have a fun ending, which I'll talk about. But I guess really the big thing of this episode, this is the very first appearance anywhere of Harley Quinn. I did not realize that Harley Quinn first appeared on the show. Because Harley Quinn, she was in Suicide Squad, she was in Birds of Prey. I'm not an expert on Harley Quinn. I'm not an expert on her in the comic books or any of the sort. So I assumed she was in the comics first. No, she was in this show first. I guess people liked her so much, then they put her in the comics, and of course much more of the episodes of the show. And that kind of surprised me. I don't know why. Just how. I guess it's not. Maybe it shouldn't be that surprising because it's a pretty damn good show, and yeah, someone like this. Because there's not a lot done with Harley Quinn as a character. She kind of appears. She works with Joker, but I guess people were just this female lady with Joker who is this girl, and the way she looked was, I guess, different compared to a lot of other characters on the show, and the way her voice was. Because it's not like an introduction to Harley Quinn, like this is her backstory, this is her origin, this is how she came to be. No, it's just she was like a henchwoman in a way for Joker, who Batman puts handcuffs on later in the episode. So it's like even the makers of the story, they didn't think anything of it. Like, okay, here's some character, Harley Quinn. And it's funny how those... It's funny how someone could take all their time, energy into writing a story, a background, all the stuff with this character. And it might lead to nowhere. Fall like a dud. But then this person that you didn't think about, you put it in there, people, "Whoa, who's that? Who's that girl? Who's that character?" And they blossom into a popular figure, because Harley Quinn has become a popular figure. She just has. And it's interesting to see that her beginning was so, I don't want to say minuscule, but it wasn't a grandiose first appearance. It was just, oh, that's a character, and it caught on. There's more backstory to Charlie than Harley Quinn in this episode. So again, it's interesting how that pans out, and how sometimes you need to go with the flow, and they went with the flow with Harley Quinn. They made a ton of money off merchandising. They made, featured her movies, other pieces of media, cartoons, and animated movies based on her or focused on her. I don't know, just interesting how that goes. But I mean, that's for the episode. It's some nice animation. The voice acting. Mark Hamill as Joker, Kevin Conroy as Batman, Ed Begley Jr. was entertaining as Charlie. The voice of Harley Quinn worked fine. Right, if you hear that voice a lot, it did aggravating, but I thought the voice actors who played Harley Quinn on the show did it fairly well compared to Margot Robbie. Even then, like, I didn't hate her in Suicide Squad. Like, I didn't mind her and Will Smith. There's a lot of other problems with that film. I didn't like Birds of Prey. I didn't like her movie. I thought it was a lame version of Deadpool, among other movies. Just Birds of Prey, I thought, okay, it's not really about the Birds of Prey. The Birds of Prey kind of get featured in the finale. The action scenes are not that good when you look at the choreography. Even actual choreographers have made fun of the fight scenes in Birds of Prey. I forget who they are, but they're a group of guys that look at stunts, good and bad stunts, and like recently they had Scott Adkins on one of their shows. And in one of the episodes they were talking, it wasn't with Scott Adkins, but it was just them talking. They're looking at Birds of Prey. It's like, wow, look at these punches are not connected, and you don't buy it. I wish I could remember the damn YouTube channel. But the other guys that, I think it's a channel that some people look at bad and good special effects, and then other people look at bad and good stunt scenes or fight scenes. I think they say like stunts or something. Anyway, going back to this. Well, I was talking about Birds of Prey. Now I know why my brain frazzled. I mean, Birds of Prey is not even the worst movie ever. It's just, I thought, pretty forgettable. Because it's kind of like Deadpool 1 and 2 put together. Deadpool 1, where you showcase a character who likes to monologue and talk to the audience, and a lot of the stories told and different type of timelines where this is happening, then it flashes back to this, then we're back to the present, then it flashes back to this, like the first Deadpool did. And then it's about, oh, the lead character meets this younger person who the main character has to protect and bonds with, as well as getting a team together. I mean, that's fucking Deadpool too, but only here is, instead of getting X-Force, it's Birds of Prey. Instead of the one kid who Cable's chasing, it's this one girl who McGregor's chasing. Anyway, it's just me. But yeah, I mean, like a lot of the episodes, the animation is solid. Let's see, it was interesting to see where they were taking this Charlie character, like this normal everyday schmo being thrust into this. And then again, later on, the guy uses his brain to create like the bat signal thing, like, yeah, just maybe, just maybe. And even at the end, I thought it was, spoiler alert, entertaining that, Batman stops it, he beats a couple people up, and then Charlie meets up with Joker and punches Joker in the gut. I'm like, all right, Charlie. And then has this bomb and it steers Joker. Like, this guy steers the shit out of Joker. And Joker's like, you're crazy. I had a good teacher. And it's just interesting to see someone else get the drop on Joker and steer Joker to the point that Joker literally hides behind Batman. It is interesting to see a guy do that to Joker. Now, whether that is reasonable with how the Joker character is portrayed usually in other parts of the show, I don't know. If that's consistent with how Joker would act. But again, it was kind of interesting and fun to see. Again, the Joker kind of get his, because he's always fucked with people. It's nice to see someone fuck with him for a change. And you're not going to have Batman doing jokes and gags, so you have this guy do it. And he throws a bomb and it's a fake. And even Batman laughs. And charcoal, what the fuck is charcoal? Charlie walks away and things are fine. And I think it went at a fast pace, and I have no issues with the animation or the music. When they have Charlie, they play this weird music that it fits for just the weird guy Charlie is. Listen, Mark Hamill does a nice job as Joker. And I guess it was interesting to see something a bit different, a bit off the beaten path. And to have an episode where you don't focus, like you focus on a random character, I thought this was done better than like, I've got Batman in my basement, which was fairly cringeworthy. This was done better, and Charlie was a more interesting character compared to the kids in that fucking episode. And overall, I had fun with it. So did not mind it at all. Plus, I like Ed Begley Jr., so that helps too. They use the voice actor for Charlie. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.